I don't like buying speculative mineral rights. I don't want to lose a single dime. So what's a perfect scenario? Simple. I want producing cash flowing mineral rights from day one. I want large, well-capitalized oil and gas companies. I do not want to be in single geological formations where there's only one zone to produce. I want more money going to the end of a drill bit and not in pipelines, roadways, water wells, and other things that don't really help extract the amount of oil and gas from my minerals that will make me a healthy financial return.
I'm Troy Eckard. I'm the chairman of the board of Eckard Enterprises located in North Texas. We like to drill wells, we like to make money, and we like to educate and attract high-income, high-net-worth investors as we try to show you how you can be successful in the oil and gas industry in America.
When I look at any investment or any acquisition of an asset, I kind of want to know what the fundamentals are. When I look at oil and gas mineral rights, there's a lot of opinions. Everybody kind of has their own idea what they want to buy, what they want to pay, where the mineral rights are located. I think I kind of like to break it down for me in 5 fundamentals when I buy mineral rights for myself, for my company, for my partners. Number 1, I don't like buying speculative mineral rights. I don't want to lose a single dime. So with that being said, I want to buy existing, proven, producing mineral rights. I want a well-drilled, direct offsets. I want to know in my mind as high a percentage as I can, the mineral rights I'm looking to acquire are proven and de-risked, number 1. Number 2, for me, for my portfolio, for that portfolios I recommend for our partners, I want to have more than one geological formation. I want to know that there's a primary zone, there may be a secondary, tertiary, there might be 4, 5, 10 zones. I don't like buying mineral rights where I believe there's only one zone, one geological formation, that the success and failure of that one zone determines the return of my investment when I make the acquisition of the mineral rights. The other thing I don't want to do by having one zone is I don't want to be limited that if that one reservoir is depleted and the majority of the reserves are taken, I won't have any residual value for the mineral rights, which means I only can rely on the rate of return and the cash flow from that one formation. The third thing, I need to know who's leased the mineral rights. I want to know who is the who that will actually deploy the capital to drill the wells on the mineral rights that I own. Why? If I get Johnny-come-lately oil company who has just enough money to drill a well, and I know the mineral rights I'm buying, normally looking at the analog or comparison to other like kind of mineral rights, should have 4 to 8 to 12 wells drilled, I have to ask myself, will Johnny-come-lately be able to drill the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th well? Or is Johnny going to wait for the first well to pay out for 2 years, the next well to pay out for 2 years, and I'm looking at extending the extraction and the value creation from exploration of my mineral rights over 10 or 15 or 20 years. That has a big part to do with what I believe the safety, the entitlement, the de-risking of those mineral rights might look like if I have an undercapitalized oil and gas operator as the lessee. The fourth thing I want to be very careful in the mineral rights what the commodity looks like. I don't want to be in a dry gas reservoir. I don't want to be in the Marcellus. I don't want to be in the Haynesville. Would I buy mineral rights there? Probably. Would it be my preference? Probably not. Why would I probably buy mineral rights? Well, if I can get a great price underneath a solid operator, and I know it's proven and de-risked, and all I'm buying the mineral right for is strictly a rate of return. Put $1 million in and get that $1 million back as fast as I can, and maybe I can 1.5, 2, 3x my money purely from one zone in high production, and that's all I care about, then I might buy the mineral rights. But if I'm buying mineral rights for the legacy of my family and the heirs, and if I'm buying mineral rights with the idea of having a residual value and maybe even a multiple return on values over time, then I need a lot more than one formation. The fourth thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for a balance in that commodity. And the balance of commodity means, do I want to be all gas? Do I want to be all oil? And I know I just said that when it comes to, like, let's say an all gas basin, but the other factor is I'm looking at reservoir dynamics. If I'm in an all oil zone that's shallow or an area within a basin that's kind of shallow, I need the gas to be expansive in that reservoir and the gas to help drive that fluid to the surface by creating a lower weight in the drill stem column or the production column. So the gas itself is critical in that it balances my commodity, but it also is a great economic tool in that it helps move and migrate the molecules through the formation. It helps lift it up the column, and it gives me a balance in the actual commodities coming out of my wells on the mineral rights that I own. And the last thing I would tell you is I need to be in an area that has massive infrastructure. See, the further I am in the mineral rights I buy from the infrastructure such as water solutions, electricity, utilities, roads, infrastructure, and midstream services, the less likely somebody's going to drill or densely drill or adequately harvest the oil and gas that's in the mineral rights that I bought, acquired, or that I own today. So what I need is the essence of an infrastructure that tells me, without a lot of secondary cost, without a lot of additional capital being deployed, is the situation of the mineral rights that I'm acquiring conducive for an oil and gas company to put the mineral rights that I'm bought or I'm buying or I own today at the top of their list as priority mineral rights to be harvested, because everything I just described is in place. So what's a perfect scenario? Simple. I want producing cash flowing mineral rights from day one. I want large, well-capitalized oil and gas companies. I do not want to be in single geological formations where there's only one zone to produce. I want to be in oil and gas revenue reservoirs where there's a balance between the oil and the gas and the liquids within the geological formation to make sure I'm not pinned into one particular commodity. And then last but not least, I want to be in areas that have lots of infrastructure which minimize the waste of capital being deployed by the oil companies drilling on my mineral rights, because I want more money going to the end of a drill bit and not in pipelines, roadways, water wells, and other things that don't really help extract the amount of oil and gas from my minerals that will make me a healthy financial return. I'm Troy Eckard. Thanks for listening.